Chris, thank you. New this morning, the city of Greenville growing, but not everything is growing with it.
Yeah, this is some good news. A new report from the police department shows that violent crime is down. Fox Carolina's own Lindsay Gibbs is live this morning. And Lindsay, the mayor is calling Greenville one of the safest places in the U.S.
That's right, he does, and a lot of people downtown in Greenville that we've spoken to this morning agree, and they say this new report by the Greenville Police Department showing that violent crime is down 20% is just reassurance. And we want to get into the numbers for you. Go ahead and take a look at your screen. This is over the last 3 years. Robberies are down 21%, sexual assaults down nearly 23%, negligent homicide down 75%, murder, including non-negligent homicide, down 42%, and aggravated assaults down 14%. In last night's meeting, Greenville Police Department spoke about using city funds, which is key to crime reduction, by keeping a nearly full staff, including several teams that focus on community policing, including their crime response team. The Greenville Police says they confiscated more than 300 unlawful firearms. 130 of them were confiscated by this team. They also have a neighborhood engagement team that works with neighborhood leaders and their community concerns, their bicycle management team that watches over community events, parks and trails, school resource officers, and more. And we spoke with people downtown Greenville about if they feel safe here. Take a listen.
I walk every day downtown. I think it's very safe. I've always had the perception that it was super safe already. I think there's a huge police presence that I notice all the time.
And like we mentioned earlier, Mayor Knox White adding Greenville is one of the safest places to live in America. For now, reporting in Greenville, Lindsay Gibbs, Fox Carolina News.